Hey, Alina here. Welcome to my channel where I unpack my trauma healing and my spiritual awakening. So today I want to talk about emotional availability. First of all, I gotta have to say, realizing that I wasn't emotionally available was, let's say, a big hit for me. Because first of all, I didn't even know what emotional availability was. So I had to learn everything, through my research, through my self-discovery journey. And I realized that, there are people in this world that they're actually in touch with their emotions, they express them freely, they go around expressing to people what they feel, they express to themselves, and they actually know how they feel. For me, wasn't like that. I mean, I never really expressed emotions to other people. I wasn't able to understand my emotions. I wasn't in touch with my emotions. And everything comes obviously from trauma, from the experiences that you had as a child. And it becomes hard, to get in touch with yourself. For me specifically, I wasn't able to understand what was happening inside of me. So the type of emotions that I was feeling, I was most of the time neglecting them. So when I came across the concept of emotional availability, it was fascinating for me to discover what it is and how I actually can learn to be also emotionally available. Because this is also the thing: is if nobody teaches you how to be emotionally available, it's not something that you can learn by yourself. Because again, the experiences that you have as a child, they impact the present, so they impact the way that you are today. So if your mother, your father, your family, your parents, whatever, they didn't teach you these things, nobody can expect from you to know how to behave in a certain way or how to feel. So for me, it was basically a matter of reparenting myself. Also, what I felt when I got in touch or in contact, with people that they were emotionally available, they were expressing their feelings, they were talking about their feelings and things like this. I was considered them as weak people. Also, everything comes from my childhood programming, but basically, for me, people that they were, um, let's say, emotional, I was considered them weak, because I believed that emotions are for weak people, simply because I needed to learn how to suppress my emotions due to my childhood background. So every time that somebody was coming up to me, like for example with my ex, I was doing a lot of gaslighting, So my ex was coming up to me, expressing her emotions and talking about things that she was feeling, and in my mind it was, your emotions are your problem. Whatever you feel is in your mind. I do not want to take any responsibility for whatever you feel, which sometimes, like, okay, fair enough, you shouldn't be taking responsibility for other people's emotions, because whatever other people feel, it's up to them. The fact that I wasn't in touch with my own emotions, when she was coming to me with something that was bothering her, I was gaslighting everything that she was saying, because I didn't want to actually, confront what I was feeling. So whatever she was telling me, it was just, for me it was like, okay, it's just in your mind, it's just in your brain, it's not real. Whatever you're saying is not real. But actually, majority of the time she was right. So when she was coming to me with certain things, and she was telling me this, and I feel this, and I was like, oh yeah, good for you. Like whatever you feel, it's your thing. But I never actually stopped, to think, okay, why is she feeling like this? Am I doing something to make her feel like this? Or is she actually right in what she's saying? And should I get in touch with what I'm feeling? But the thing is, like, I wasn't ready to confront my feelings. I wasn't ready to deal with my feelings, and everybody go their own life journey. So at that time, I wasn't ready to acknowledge that trauma impacts the way that you deal with feelings and the way that you react to feelings. And I wasn't just ready. So everybody go through their own time frame. So if you're not ready at this moment, it's okay. It's gonna come your time when you're gonna have to, confront yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, oh, am I an emotionally available person? And for me, the big point was realizing that actually feelings, they don't make you weak. It's the most beautiful thing on this planet. It's actually what makes you feel alive. Personally, the fact that I was repressing the feelings is because I didn't want to feel bad feelings, no? Like feeling of fear, of anger, all of these things, I usually repress them. The problem is like when you start to repress all the bad feelings, automatically you repress also the good ones, and you are not capable anymore to feel neither good ones, neither bad ones. So what you do is just you live your life in an apathic way. This is what I experienced for the 33 years of my life. That it's like, you know, like when life doesn't have any flavor and you just go through the motions of life and you are not actually engaging with what is happening around you. It's like life is happening to you, not for you. It's like you're in the middle of the oceans and the waves, they just carry you around and you don't have an option. You don't swim. No, you don't swim to get out of this situation. So this is what was happening to me and how I learned to become emotionally available. So first of all, um, recognizing first of all recognizing that perhaps, you know, like certain types of experiences, they might have impacted the way that you are now, is the first step to become emotionally available. So think about your life. Has there been any type of experiences that they might have impacted you? It's not just in terms of childhood, like even, you know, like a bad breakup or I don't know, the death of a loved one. There's lots of many traumas. They call them big T. There's like big T and small T. Big T are usually, you know, like major event like death or abuse and things like this, and small T are like mild type of trauma, but they also affect the brain and the response to certain types of situations. So the first thing was recognizing that actually, you know, certain types of situations, they impacted my way of deal with emotions. Once I recognized that, I started to just to pay attention to what was happening inside of me and trying to name the emotions, because as I wasn't able to understand my emotions, and I wasn't able, you know, to feel. No, I was going with this apathy through life. Naming the emotions actually helped me to understand which kind of emotion was coming for me. So I started to do this exercise when I was breaking up with my ex. I was in this period of breakup, and I started to kind of acknowledge the pain. So I was going through, well, the breakup, and breakups are not easy, and I was going through this breakup again in this numb state. It's like, okay, this is just happening to me. So it's a bit of a victim mentality, and said like, okay, yeah, again I end up again in this situation where life is just happening to me, bad experience and bad things are happening to me. So I enter in this victim mentality, you know, almost like kind of giving up on having control, no, of this situation, because okay, yeah, it is happening to me, but the way that you react to this thing can actually, you know, have an impact on the way that you feel. So what I started to do is to name whatever I was feeling. So for example, I was feeling pain, so I started to say pain. I feel pain. I feel pain. I feel pain. And something like incredible happened. Like I never cried in my life. Like I'm not a person that cries. So it's again, crying for me was for weak people. So yeah, not crying in my life. And when I started to say to myself, like I feel pain, 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 I started to cry. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? It's like I have water coming out of my eyes. What the hell is that? So it was actually, you know, like I managed to release some of the pain, and I understood how does it feel to feel pain. So once I started to do this exercise, I kind of tried to do this with other emotions. And, you know, like I'm at a point of my life right now where I actually felt love for the first time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know how to feel love. And I felt love, you know, unconditional love for myself. I felt love, you know, for all the rest of human beings. And it was unbelievable. It was like, well, 6 months, 7 months of intense work, but you actually can get to a point where you can actually feel even love. So also recognizing your patterns. This is also like a good exercise for you to become emotionally available. Get in touch with your feelings and expressing them also. This is another thing. A lot of people, they are scared of express their feelings because they don't want to be judged, or for whichever reason. Everybody have their own reason for not expressing feelings, and everybody have their own reason for not being emotionally available. I also learned about my triggers. So there's certain types of situations that they trigger you, and you just go on this spiral, no? So it kind of brings you to relieve your trauma. And I had a lot of triggers in my life that I didn't really realize. So many times throughout the day I was going through mood swings, and I was just maybe happy in the morning and then angry in the evening without even understanding why I was going through these mood swings. And it was because I was triggered, and I did not understand my triggers, and I was conditioned, by the things that they were happening to me without having a possibility of like control my reaction to this thing, because I wasn't aware that this thing triggered me. Then another thing that helped me is to research what actually mean being emotionally available. Okay, yeah, there are certain types of traits that they are same for everybody, but being emotionally available is something very personal. So do like a general research into like how does it feel to feel certain things, what are actually feelings, like how to be able to express feelings in a healthy way. So because everybody go through their own life journey, so emotional availability, I think, something is like very personal, but it is basically what I believe is like getting in touch with yourself, getting in touch with what you feel, and being able to communicate this to the world, and don't let all of these feelings control your life. Because also, once you start to understand these feelings, you can also let's say control your reaction to this feeling. So if you feel in a certain way, for example, like apathy, like I was apathic like for the majority of my life. So understanding where this apathy comes from, I can actually now say, okay, I feel apathic. So why do I feel apathic? It's something like that bothers me, so you kind of get deeper, and you start to analyze why you feel this way. Or anger, maybe you feel angry most of the time, and you don't understand why or from where this anger comes from. So there, like paying attention to little things, like to okay, this situation made me angry and I cannot stop being angry, like I just have this anger that lasts for days. Once you become aware of this anger, you understand where this anger comes from, you can say, okay, there's actually need to feel this angry for this amount of time. So you can kind of reframe the situation and say, okay, I don't really need to feel all this anger. So maybe I can, just try to do something about it. So I don't know, like focus on something positive, do self positive affirmations, or talk to a friend, or journal to write down actually why you feel this way. And they are all tricks and tools, that they help you to be emotionally available. But yeah, I think for me, let's say that the first step was to acknowledge to myself that I wasn't emotionally available. And actually, like this didn't happen that long ago. It's like just been a couple of months that I realized that I'm not emotionally available, and I wasn't emotionally available. So now this is what I'm trying to work on, is to build my emotional availability. So don't repress what I feel, express what I feel, and not, like don't being scared of expressing my emotion, and considering them as the most beautiful thing that can happen to you in life. Because at the end of the day, like we come here to have this human experience, and part of this human experience is actually feel these emotions that they're coming up to you. Not necessarily you have to react to them, but feeling them is the most beautiful thing. And now that I'm starting, to feel all of this, I kind of start to see that the life is actually beautiful. And I don't know, it's just an incredible sensation. And, like I'm here now meditating in the middle of the nature, connecting with the universe, connecting with nature, and I just feel, just feel peace and joy, and, sensations that I barely felt in all my life. Maybe, uh, probably in the next videos, maybe I should give a bit of background on my traumas, because I'm here, talking about traumas, and, but yeah, my life has been pretty dark, and also realizing this and admitting this to myself, that my life has been very, very dark, and my experience, they have been very intense. And mostly I realized this because, like, when I talk to people, what happened to me when I was a child, how my life was, how I grew up, majority of the time, the people, they have compassion for me. And I'm like, why you're feeling this? Like, it's fine. Like, whatever. Like, life was fine. Like, it's nothing major. You know, like majority of the people probably they go through this. And yeah, not a lot of people they go through this, first of all, and everybody have their own experiences. So I was gaslighting myself, basically. Yeah, this is what I realized. Like, I was gaslighting my own feelings, and now I kind of, arrive to a point where I say, it's okay. It's okay to feel sad for what happened to you. It's okay to acknowledge what happened to you, and it's also okay, just move on and forgive whatever happened to you. So yeah, now I'm in this stage of forgiveness and trying to let it go, try to become emotionally available, and all of these things that, oh my gosh, there's so many things, but they should teach you in school how to be emotionally available, because if you have a very, very complicated family and nobody teaches you this, you arrive at your 33 and you're like, what the fuck? What the hell is this, So yeah, somebody should should teach you this from the early ages. But again, you did what you had to with the skills that you had at the time, and you just had to survive um, in this world that it's kind of complicated. So if you right now, at whatever age you are, that you have no emotional availability, no skills of coping with your emotions, you don't know what emotions are, and you are repressing whatever is happening to you, know this, you can actually start to feel. Yeah, you can actually get out of this, let's say, of this mood of apathy from life, and life can actually become beautiful. So it's just a matter of work, of a lot of work, and reframing your perspective. So yeah, I hope this video has been useful for someone, for whoever is watching, and yeah, bye, take care.